Hello, ladies and gentlemen, confessors. How are you this evening? We are back, and today, this evening, we have John from Love After Lockup with us, John Miller. You should know his, story with the lovely Christiana, who was lovely at one point, and we had a lot of love for her, and things just went to hell. And he is here to tell us all about it. So without further ado, allow me to introduce him. Hey, John.
Hello.
How are you this evening, sir?
I am just peachy.
Peachy. I love that word. Well, I just want to say thank you for your time tonight, coming through and telling us whatever you are going to tell us. I appreciate you for being here. So let's just get into it, shall we?
I answer no questions without my lawyer present.
I got the okay.
Oh, all right.
I know the lawyer.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, fair enough. So before we get into everything, it's been quite a while since you have done an interview. So what made you stop interviewing for a while?
Oh, I guess the main reason I stopped interviewing is, there was a lot of hate toward my ex because, well, she's not Christiana. So I just kind of got away from it for a while. And then your favorite, I was talking to him one night and he's like, hey, check this out. I'm like, all right, I will. And I did. And here I am.
Well, there you have that. Hey, okay. Well, it's good enough for me. So you are out of your contract?
I am out of my contract.
He is out of his contract, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So we can ask some things.
You can ask whatever you would like.
Well, first of all, I'm always curious about the process. How did you even hear about the show and become to be on the show, and how that whole process even started and went?
Well, I was a fan of the show anyway. So I was talking to Christiane on the phone one night, and the show was on, and I'm like, you got to check this show out. It is fucking crazy. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to send him an email as a joke, right? Just to see what they say. By 7:00 the next morning, they were on the phone to me, setting up a Skype interview, and we had a contract within a week.
Wow. It was that quick.
Yeah. They weren't playing around. They were like, we want you. This is insane.
and that it is. That is completely insane.
At the time, I actually worked for the Department of Corrections as well in a different state as the Native American spiritual advisor. And plus, I worked in human services. And being an ex-convict myself, they just thought it was a good storyline. So we kind of just ran with that.
Oh,
and we love the Native American aspect of things because they've never had anything like that on the show. So they wanted to try and incorporate as much of my culture and spirituality as they could.
And I absolutely love that. That whole thing was like one of my favorite moments of that season. Seeing all of that. So I would like to know a little bit more about that, you actually. So what was that ceremony for? And I seen that you whispered in their ear, and like I even seen you do it to the baby. So what is that? Even though we know the baby is not going to be able to probably remember that.
Right. Basically it was a naming ceremony for the children. I consulted with my elders and the creator passed the names down to my elders who passed them along to me to give them their Lakota names. And their Lakota names are theirs. They're not to be, put out there publicly or anything like that. They're used in ceremony. So not even my sister knows what they are. Only the children and myself know what the names are.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I've taken a lot of heat over the past few years over my culture and my spirituality, and people going, he's not Native, blah, blah, blah. Even though I've produced my tribal ID card and all of these things. There's just, you know, people, whoever out there, they can do what they want to do. I do things the way I was taught and the way that's, right for me. And, the elders will tell you there's no wrong way to do things as long as you do things in a good way. And that's what I believe. My brother Kerry, that was on the show, has preached that to me since the day I met him. And I do what I do.
That's awesome. So did you grow up
No,
with these beliefs?
No, I was adopted by a white family right after I was born. And I found out I was part Native when I was about 13 or 14 when I tracked down my biological father. And when I went to prison for the first time in 96, I was approached by the Native community at the institution. And they're like, hey, you need to come with us. And they started teaching me, sweat lodge and songs and all of those things. And I've been practicing ever since. I'm a sun dancer. I carry a pipe. I do all the things. I run sweat lodge ceremonies or NEPI ceremonies. And, I just do my thing.
That's awesome. I'm really into that. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. So let's get to the crazy. Let's get to.
I have no drama in my life. Never have. Good interview. I'm out.
Okay, so let's talk about the first time you actually met Christiana.
In person?
Absolutely.
All right. I made plans to go up to the prison to see her. I got on her visiting list and I went up there and, we clicked. And, I went up maybe twice a month or something like that and did a visit. And, things just went well at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. So you have her family very much intertwined very quickly in you guys' relationship. Specifically mother and sister to be exact.
Yes.
So let's talk about them for a second. See, they were in the house before even Christiana was.
Yes, they were. I also had her son and her niece living there as well.
You had a full house.
I did.
Before you had her full house before you even had her.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how was that living situation before she got there?
Oh, it was awful.
Right off the bat?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the first couple days were okay, but Christiana's mom had health problems and she was very needy. And then when Christiana asked me to bring Tara into the mix, and I did that, Tara was just coming down off whatever she was doing. And it was just, they weren't used to living in an environment that didn't involve crazy. I was just a normal working guy. I went to work every day. I came home. I raised my children. I was doing all the things, and they weren't used to that aspect of life.
Okay. Now, did Christiana privy them to anything about you beforehand, really, that, would have been out there for them to understand what you did?
Not really. I had met Tara once before while she was in the hospital. I went up and introduced myself, and then she got out of the hospital, and that's when I started helping her out with things. I had met Tammy one time previous. That was on the show at the restaurant on the day Christiana got out of prison. Was the first time I had met her. So they didn't know a whole lot about me. I was one of those well-kept secrets.
When he says that's a lot of responsibility to throw on a stranger. Yes, it is. It absolutely absolutely
It was
is.
insane.
So, did she even, when she asked you to do this, did she come to you as if knowing that this could possibly be a burden, or did she just absolutely just expect you to do this for her?
She just called me up and said, "Hey, can you do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do what I can to help." And then, her mom was in a bad situation. I actually, she was actually abandoned in the place that they lived, and she had been trapped upstairs for a couple days, and then ended up in the hospital. And that's where I ended up going to get her from, was the hospital when she was released. I think the hospital paid for a cab for her to get to my place, and we just kind of went from there.
Wow, okay. So now Christiana's getting out. Explain that first day when you went and got her and everything that happened up until before you got to the house.
Well, I went up the night before, stayed at a hotel, so I could be at the prison nice and early and do my thing. Which there's a plot twist in there somewhere that the show didn't even know, but I got busted on it later. Um, and the morning of the release, the limo got there, and Carrie and Lahoma were all there already, and we headed up to the prison in the limo. After we went to the park to start getting set up, Carrie and Lahoma finished getting everything set up while we were gone, and they just waited till we got there. So me and the limo driver got up to the prison, and we were hanging out, and it was taking a little longer than planned for her to get out, probably because the show was dicking around up there trying to get her all mic'd up. And
Oh yeah.
they finally got her down there, and she was waving to her friends up at the prison, and we left in the limo and went to the park. Um, she had no idea what I was up to at the park. She didn't know what I was doing. Uh, but little secret, we were already married.
Already married?
Mm-hmm.
When?
About 2 weeks or so before that.
What? Really? So you did the little thing at the prison.
Yeah, we didn't even tell the show
Oh my gosh.
because I
Wow.
wanted to make sure that everything was all legal, and it would have been impossible to get a clerk and a notary out there to notarize the marriage license and all that. So we just finalized everything at the prison and then went about our business.
Wow. That's smart though. Well, wow. Yeah. So when you gave her this, quick wedding really quickly, I mean, what was it that she just had to marry her? Because I'm just you like, I want to marry her the day she gets out. Why was it that? If you were already married, even though you didn't know.
Well, the show was definitely a big part of that, because I told him that I wanted to marry her on the day she got out. But then when I got into the logistics of how I would make that work, it didn't make sense. So I did what I had to do to make it make sense and to make it work. So we had already planned to get married like right when she got out. And then I did kind of the thing behind the scenes with the show, got it all set up. Me and my brother built the truck, and we just went that way, because a piece of paper didn't mean anything to me. It was the native ceremony that I was more interested in, because I didn't care about that, that
Absolutely.
certificate from the state.
Yeah.
That didn't make any difference to me. But because of the halfway house and all of that, it gave me more access to things if we were legally married already.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So it worked out even more better anyway that
It
way.
did work out better.
Okay. I can dig that. So when you get her to your spiritual ceremony and she sees it, how did you feel that she took it initially?
I think she took it well. The show is very good at editing facial expressions and whatnot.
Yes.
Um, but she took it well. She was ready to roll. She went back there. The dress wouldn't fit, so I threw her my jacket. I'm like, here, throw this on, and we'll just do this thing. So it worked out fairly well.
You made it work. You wanted to marry that woman.
Made it work.
That was beautiful. And it did turn out and look really cute. Like it was, yeah. What you did with all of that, kudos. Okay. So when you finally, so how did it go? She had to go to the halfway house right from there, right?
Yep. We only had
Okay.
like 4 hours from the time that she got out. She had to be there by like 10 or 11. And no, we didn't even come close to that. We were like an hour and a half, 2 hours late.
Jeez. And she got in trouble for that right away?
No, they let it slide because we were talking to him on
Uh,
the way on the phone, and we did hit some road construction and some other things, and but the filming is what got in the way of us making it on time
okay.
because they wanted to interview us, and we had a guy up on top of the truck trying to get different shots, and they made us redo a couple of things, and it's like, we gotta go, man, we are gonna be late. And then the door to the truck jammed, so I couldn't get in the truck. So I've got Christiana went in through the passenger side, and she's over there kicking on the door while my brother Carrie's trying to pull it open. And then to top that off, we got halfway to Dubuque, and my brother Carrie calls and says, "Hey, brother, I left the keys to my car in your truck." So we had to stop at a gas
Shenanigans.
station and wait for an hour for an Uber to get out there to grab his keys and take it back to Des Moines, where he was.
Oh my goodness. Talk about a shit show.
It was a definite shit show.
Jesus. Okay. So she's at the halfway house. You're at home with Tammy and Tara. And what is going on at this point? Because as we see, you and sister start getting close. So you
Well,
want to
that was
explain a
that was
little
that
about
was
that
that
whole
was a whole nother
situation?
season that started happening. Um, uh, Me and Tara, I mean, at the beginning we got along kind of, and the mom was a troublemaker. She was always talking behind people's back and trying to stir things up and blah blah blah. Um, so she was the one that planted the seed that there might be something going on between me and Tara, which there was not. Well, the show loved that idea, so they drug it out for 2 seasons that there was something between me and Tara, which there wasn't. We never slept together. We never did anything together. Um, she would always have guys, coming over to the house and going out. I mean, it was a mess out in the garage. She'd be sneaking out, going over there. I mean, it was just stupid.
Well,
But
goodness.
Christiana, however, did cheat on me.
Around the time that this narrative was
No,
happening?
no, no, no. It was before that. It was probably 6 or 8 months in. Her mom set her up with a guy up at the fitness center and said, "Hey, John's always trying to keep you from staying out all night and this, that, and the other. Why don't you just go over and fuck this guy?"
What in the
And
hell?
and that's what happened. And I knew about it for a year before me and her even talked about it. She didn't know I knew.
Why did you keep that under your belt for so long?
I was just waiting
For
the right time.
I could not sit on that. There is no way. Oh no, I don't have the patience. You
I'm
have
very
patience.
patient. I'm very patient.
You have patience.
I do have patience.
There's no way. So so if there was nothing going on between you and Tara, why was that scene what we seen of her all in your lap having this whole moment? I mean, how did you and her really feel about each other?
Oh, that was the most awkward shit ever. If you notice, when she leaned in to try and kiss me, I turned away really quick and had this shit-eating grin on my face. Like, why in the fuck is? Why are we filming this again?
Filming it again?
Oh yeah, literally, Christiana was about 20 feet away the whole time we were filming that.
What in the hell is going on this show?
Yeah,
How?
she was there. She was on the run, but she was there.
Oh my gosh. What was the point of that? What were there was no point that they needed to make that a narrative in your storyline. So why would they want that? What was the point?
Drama. I
Oh
mean,
my
they
god.
kept it going for 2 seasons.
And that's the thing. And then drag it out on top of that?
Yeah, everyone was getting sick of that. Cristiano was getting sick of that. I was getting sick of that. The fans were getting sick of that. No one was trying to hear that.
So why is Mommy Dearest the way that she is always causing trouble? Has she always meddled in does she does this in all their relationships with
No,
both girls?
just this one from what I understand, because I'm trying to do the right thing, and she thought I was trying to be controlling because I didn't want Christiana out doing meth all night long, and it was stupid.
Yeah, that sounds like so. So when did things start getting bad between you two?
Um she started sneaking out of the house a lot and going to Dubuque, and then and Facebook had a lot to do with it because we had decided to get rid of Facebook, and then she decided she wanted Facebook back, and every time she has Facebook, she ends up using meth and running to Dubuque and this, that, and the other. So when she got Facebook back, she would get up at like 3 o'clock every morning and go up and sit in the bathroom for like 6 hours on FaceTime with people starting at 3 in the morning. It's like, who in the hell's up at 3 in the morning FaceTiming you?
Really?
I mean,
Ooh.
seriously. I mean, she would just call random fans at 3 o'clock in the morning and just start talking to them. And it's like, and that's part of the reason that she couldn't get a job, because all she did was talk about the show. That was the first thing out of her mouth at any job interview. She's like, I'm
Um,
famous, so you just have to be aware of that. No, no, that's
no.
stupid. Don't do that.
No.
Yep.
Did you ever tell her like
Yes.
maybe that's not the way to go, darling?
All the time. And then she would turn right around and do it again.
She doesn't seem like the one to listen.
No. No. She thought she was a lot more famous than she was in reality.
I mean, maybe she just really wanted to be the new Bonnie and Clyde. She,
She
it's
she
fake.
she wouldn't be able to handle the steady pace of doing an interview here and there, and just doing like TikTok lives and stuff like that. She wouldn't be able to do it. It would just give her this big swollen head, and it would have been unbearable.
Unbearable. Okay. So, when it started to get bad, what were some of the things that went down between you two? And when did you start saying to yourself, okay, I can't do this anymore?
Oh, I was looking for a reason. I was just, I was waiting for the right time and for her to do the right thing for me just to say, hey, this is just, but I wanted to make sure she was out of the house when I did it. Because it makes it made it easier for me. So when my son was moving and moving to a different town, and we were all supposed to go with him to see his new place and help him move. Well, she decided to go with this friend of hers that lived in town that she ended up, he was an older guy and, kind of a horn dog, I think. She ended up taking him for like $6,000 or $7,000 within 3 weeks. Oh yeah, it was bad. So she decided to go with him to go see her cousin or something like that. And then I guess she ended up talking to her dad, and her dad didn't like the fact, because Christiana said because of the fact that I didn't want her to go out and spend all night out doing meth, that she wanted to kill herself. So she told her dad that I caused her to want to kill herself. So her dad tells her, hey, I don't want you to be with him and blah, blah, blah. So that gave me the opening right there. I'm like, fine, you're out doing your thing, right? We'll just call this quits. I will pack up all your stuff myself and I'll drop it off over at that dude's house because he lived in the same town. I said, I'll drop it all off over there later today and you can deal with it. And that's it. And that was it.
How is it so? Well, I guess, but was it really that easy for you to just do that?
Yes.
Like, were your emotions just completely cut off at that very moment and everything was gone?
I was done. I was done. And, that was it.
And that was it.
Yep.
And then when did she end up going back? How long after that?
Oh God, she went back to jail 4 or 5, 6 times after that. She went to jail in Illinois because her dad set her up. She went to jail in Wisconsin because she was on run from the cops over there. She went to jail 3 or 4 times here in Iowa. And then actually I got the notification today that they just picked her up and took her back to prison this morning.
Oh wow.
Pay attention to your back room, please.
Back room, okay.
Yep.
I will be on the lookout.
Pay attention to your back room.
I am paying attention. I am paying attention. I am waiting. But so the whole thing about you not wanting Tara to come to the wedding. I
didn't want her to come to the wedding, but the phone call, I never actually spoke to Tara. She wouldn't answer any of our calls.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh.
And a phone call was set up for that particular time.
Sarah, your mic's off. We can't hear you.
Turn your mic on, child.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how that. You are a blonde underneath that hair.
Bring this to my room. Actually, no, set it right here. I'll have to get it set up.
How's it going, darling?
You are not playing my PS4.
Child, focus.
Sorry, I'm trying to clean at the same time.
You can't clean at the same time and talk to this lady here. Sit your butt down, Blondie.
Well, I gotta sit my baby down.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's trying to get it together.
Are you on the phone? Mm-hmm.
What is she doing?
You get 2 of us.
Okay.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How you been? What's been going on?
Nothing much.
So you seem to have gotten dragged into this a little bit.
Where did you go?
Where did you go?
There
Sorry,
she
I
is.
missed that. My alarm went off.
So, how do you feel about this whole situation in all now that it is all said and done?
What, about my dad and Christiana?
Yeah.
You want to tell him the story about what brought everything to a head that night with the
Oh,
boy?
I would love a story. Story time.
What? Yeah.
When she had the boy go on that unauthorized driving expedition.
Oh, my brother didn't have his freaking permit, and she freaking had him drive like an hour and a half to get freaking meth or whatever, and then had him drive all the way back without a permit, and she didn't have her license either. And this was at like midnight, I think she went.
What in the hell?
And then DHS shows up over at the house and all of that because, she was the adult in the house. And I had, my autistic daughter there. And they ended up dropping all those charges and didn't charge me at all because, I was at work and Sarah was actually at the house as well. So
I was sleeping.
Yeah. But
I didn't know. And I think Abram was like snapping me or something at the time.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my goodness. So people were there and she still did this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Has she attempted to do anything like this before? What are the type of shenanigans she pulled? I would just love to know.
Sarah?
From your point of view, Sarah. Yeah, I would love to know.
I don't know. I'm trying to think because I wasn't there for that long. I was only there for a few months.
What was your first impression of her when you first met her?
I mean, she was nice and everything, but she was like controlling, kind of like when she found out that I was pregnant with my daughter, she just kind of like took control, and all of a sudden she wanted to have one with my dad.
Oh God.
Like she was just so controlling. She was like, well, this is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do and everything like that. And I was like, no.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So, Chad, did you want to have a child with her?
Not particularly. No, I'm done having kids. I've already raised mine, and at least one of them turned out okay.
I hope you were talking about me, not Essa.
I'm probably not.
Oh,
you're
my
terrible.
goodness. So what's life like for you now these days, Sarah? What are you up to? How's motherhood doing? How's all that stuff?
Well, I'm in the middle of a divorce and custody battle. So,
oh, well, shit.
Yeah, that's you're working full time, working at least 2 to 3 doubles every week, and
Is the baby still alive?
Yes, the baby's still alive. The baby's actually sitting down right now in her new chair.
Let me see the baby.
Hold on, how do I switch the camera around?
I don't think you do. Just
Yeah,
turn the phone around.
Oh,
Hi, baby.
hi.
That's my grandbaby.
She don't know what's going on. She don't know what's going on. Why don't you get up and clean my room for me?
Hi, Scarlett. Say hi to Grandpa. I'm your favorite. Don't worry about what that woman over there is saying.
Tell him no. I don't have favorites. Tell him.
That's not true.
Hi, little girl.
Grandpa's always the favorite.
That's definitely not the case.
Oh. I feel
She's blonde. She doesn't know what she's talking about half the time.
Actually, at the moment, I'm black.
I mean, if she can't prove it at the moment,
See?
you gotta let her have it.
See my roots because I changed it back to black. So
yeah, I think we should drug test you immediately.
What would they find?
Right.
Nothing bad.
I'm thinking crack.
Oh,
no. No. She doesn't have time for that. Not during battle like this. She's got to stay focused on that.
Yeah.
So I know that's not true.
She couldn't even find baby hangers at Walmart in the baby section.
No, I couldn't because it said one of them online said it was like in H and the other one said it was in J.
You know they're pretty close to each other, right?
No, they're not. One is on the other side of Walmart, on the other side of electronics, and the other one's over there in the baby aisle on the other side of electronics.
Well, all of that is stupid.
Don't talk to me.
Okay. I've been waiting for you to say that for years. I thought I blocked this number.
I'm pretty sure you never invited me. I'm pretty sure she did.
Actually, it was me. I didn't tell her you were coming, really.
Don't talk to me.
Okay.
Well, the dynamic between you two is just lovely.
Always is.
I love that you guys are that close enough that you guys can have that fun to be like that with each other. That's cute in its own way. I promise it is. I get it. It is adorable.
I continuously try and have her kidnapped.
He wants abortion to be legal until we're like 18. 20.
22, actually. 22.
I guess it went up.
I feel that if I help bring you into this world, I should be able to take you out at least until you're 22.
That's known as murder. But that's just what the law is saying.
I disagree with that.
I'm pretty sure that's what the law says.
I'm pretty sure I still disagree.
I don't know.
Anyway, next question.
So do you have any regrets? Would you do anything over? Would you do all of this over?
Who, me?
Yes.
Let's see. I don't think I have any regrets as far as the show goes, because it had its moments, and I did have a story to tell, which I was able to get out there. I don't know. I might have. It's very possible I would have done a lot of it over again the same way. But I think I would have picked up on some of the red flags a little sooner. And so I'm an ex-con. I should have picked up on those red flags a long time ago. But you
should have had spidey senses.
Yes, but I ignored them. Like sleeping with my daughter's mom. I should have stopped that a long time ago. I don't know what I was thinking.
Excuse you.
What?
Excuse you.
I didn't think you were still there.
Don't you do that.
What?
Oh my goodness. You do realize when you are off of this earth, they will have to give a speech. Do you know how that might go? Do you think about that when you do that?
They've been looking for a home for me for years. And it's going to be that crooked one on 60 Minutes. That's where they want to put me.
Look, all of these homes are just about crooked these days. You can't trust any of them.
I know. I just got done working at one, and I didn't even trust that one, and I was working there.
I feel like I just want to have a child just so I have them to take care of me, so I don't have to go into a home because I need someone to take care of me. I'm not going into a home.
The reason I had children was to carry my groceries so I didn't have to do it in the winter.
Still right there.
Don't you do the trick, the TikTok trick? You get the broom and you put all of the bags on the broom and just carry them all in on the broomstick.
I have not done that. Hey, Sarah, can I borrow your broomstick? Or do you still need that for transportation?
Me?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. The fact that I caught on to that so quick, I give my own self kudos. But
just so you know, I do still ride it around, but
I figured.
I'll lend it out for about $100 if I get it back.
It's a rental.
With as many times as I've fed you and clothed you and
aren't you the parent? Isn't that what you signed up to do when you were on my birthday?
No. God, no.
Fuck.
Once you were out, it was your own responsibility.
Oh, that explains my childhood then.
Well, that is my childhood.
Yes.
So when was the last time you talked to Christiana?
2 days ago.
No.
2 days ago. How's she doing?
She wants to get back together.
And what do you say to that?
I said no. I don't have time for that.
You don't want that hassle ever again. Are you sure?
I do not.
I mean, as much as you loved her, you sure you never want that again? Do you believe she will ever change?
I don't know. You really got to hit rock bottom before you can make that change. And I really don't think she has. And when I did talk to her on the phone, she goes, "I got to tell you though, I'm in a relationship." You tell me that you want to be in honest relationships, but does this guy know that you're calling me and asking me to get back with you? She's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, then you're not doing anything honestly." Right? Before you even ever call me back again, you need to call him and say, "Look, I've been talking to my ex and we can't be in a thing because I'm talking to other people." And, that's kind of the way I left it. I'm like, this is not a thing that can happen. And then I got notification this morning that she just got transferred back to prison today.
Nuh-uh.
Yep.
What did it say? What she did? If it was theft or anything?
No, it was probation violation. She got picked up in Wisconsin this time.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so parole violation. She had she got a year for escape from the halfway house. So they'll tack that on. She tried to get it run concurrent, but they said no, and run it consecutive to the rest of the time she had left. So technically, she's got a year and 6 months left.
Yeah, that will get more added onto it.
Probably, because they'll parole her out in like 6 or 10 months, and then she'll end up going to the halfway house, and then she'll run from there and go back and get another year, and until she's done doing shenanigans. She has a medical card for marijuana, which she thinks just gives her a license to smoke wherever she wants. So she kept smoking at the halfway house. And in Iowa, we do have medical marijuana, but you can only get the cartridges for a vape pen, the pills, or the cream. Well, she didn't like that idea, so she kept going to some random guy and buying the stuff that you smoke. And that's not how that works.
Oh.
That's a felony. And if you're caught with the medical marijuana outside of your place of residence, that's also a charge because you're not allowed to take it out of your house.
Oh, geez. Wow. I did not even think about that.
So she got probably, while she was at the halfway house, she had about 10 reports for coming up dirty for marijuana.
You said when
they told her at the halfway house that they would let her take the pills, but she couldn't smoke.
Okay.
Well, she didn't like that idea.
Good God, just take the damn pills. You gotta.
And she was only 4 days from getting out scot-free.
What? Are you serious?
Yep.
What a fuck up. That's really like, how do you do that? That is the most asinine thing I have ever heard this entire week. Jesus.
Yeah, it was dumb. But that's just what she does. She doesn't think about the consequences of, her actions. And Iowa is not lenient on marijuana at all, especially if you have a medical card.
Especially if you have a card?
Yeah, because if you have a card and you're out doing recreational stuff, they get pissed.
You even get caught with a tiny bit, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Can one's card be taken from them once they get one?
Oh yeah. If you misuse medical marijuana, they will yank your card.
Iowa don't play.
And she would go online and tell people that she has a license to smoke. She wouldn't say I have my medical card for back pain. She would just tell people she had a license to smoke. And I mean, she would tell everybody that. So everybody knew what she was doing.
Right.
And if the wrong person would have got a hold of that information, I mean, they would have pulled her card quick.
Yeah, I would say they would.
And we paid, God, what was it? $225 to get her medical card.
Money worth spent, huh, Dad?
Yeah, thanks, child.
You're welcome.
How much did you ballpark you spent on her in total?
Oh my God. In and out of prison? We probably went through 120,000 out of prison with the show money and all that. Which, by the way, she wants all that money back because she doesn't think that she should. She thinks she should get the money back that we paid for bills. So she wants me to give that money back to her because we're not together anymore.
You better get to it.
Yeah, I'm writing the check right now.
Okay.
It's not going to clear, but I'm writing it.
I just want to make sure you're doing what she asked of you.
Oh, absolutely. Always.
Well, I feel at this point, if you were to get back with her, she definitely will never hit the rock bottom she needs to hit. And that would just be a lot.
She could lose everything and she'd still be out there.
Hey, people are laughing at you, Sarah, in the comments.
Why?
They're laughing at what you said.
About what?
See, I told you she's blonde.
How do I check comments? Oh, I found it.
How much does the show pay since she's out of it?
Oh,
Ellen
how
B,
much
what are
does
you
the show
laughing at specifically?
The show
Well,
paid
says, how much does the show
$2,000.
pay since he's out of his contract?
Yeah, they paid while I was in contract, only when a new episode came out, and we got $2,000 a piece per episode.
Okay. Now, does everyone get paid the same as far as you know?
I think so. During Love After Lockup, only the non-inmate was the only one that got paid during Love After Lockup, but Love During Lockup, we both got paid.
Okay.
And she had a severe shopping problem. She would drop, when we got paid, after we paid bills, she'd go and drop $700-800 at Walmart, and just, I'm sitting here trying to pay on the cars that we have, right? I was paying $2,000 a week just to get them, paid up so I didn't have to worry about them later. Give me a little bit of a cushion. She used to get mad at me for that. And I'm like, yeah, but when the show's done paying us money, we're going to have a cushion to sit on.
Yeah.
And she didn't like that. So she'd go to Walmart and spend a bunch of money and all of that.
Is that her favorite spot to go, Walmart?
Yeah, it was the most convenient anyway. She would go anywhere she could spend money.
Oh, goodness. Come on.
Clothes and makeup were her thing. And
my dad buy her Prada sunglasses and she sold it.
Yep.
What?
She sold
No,
it.
they were Gucci sunglasses and Prada shoes, and she sold them at the pawn shop, I think, for like $20 or $30.
$30?
And those are expensive, so you $30 out of those.
$30, my ass. Ellen V says, Sarah is funny. I love how blunt she is.
And they're not just talking about your face this time, Sarah.
You're so funny.
I know. What?
How is life having him as a father?
Horrible. Absolutely horrible. It's all right, I guess. He took us mom to do a bunch of drugs.
What?
Said that you took us in when our mom wanted to do a bunch.
Yes, I did.
And you
back in 2013, I got custody of my 4 youngest, and I made a lot of mistakes because I wasn't much of a stay-around father before then. But DHS called me and was like, "Here's the deal. We're doing an emergency removal. Come get your kids." So I did, and I was married to someone else at the time. I wasn't making good decisions when it came to my children. But over time, I kind of figured it out, and some of them turned out okay. Well, one of them.
I really hope every time you say that you're talking about me and not the one that lives with you.
Oh, absolutely, Sarah. You are absolutely the one I'm referring to every time I say that.
I'm just, the way that you sound right now is very reassuring.
I know.
The condescension is real. Is that's even a word? The condescension is real.
I mean, this is life with me and Sarah. This is exactly
the life
the
and times of Dr. Clyde and Sarah. There's a title for you. So you have been married a lot of times and engaged even more. So what is the deal with all these engagements? Okay.
Let me just clarify this once and for all, right? My first wife, who I was with for 20 years, we actually got married twice.
Careful there. My mom. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. And I'm not even going to tell you what I should have done about 20 some years ago. But
no, we won't say that. Already know.
When she was born, I literally had to slap the doctor. I'm like, "What are you thinking?" Anyway. But she's here now, so I mean, no one will take her, so I guess I'm stuck. Anyway,
yeah, I think you are. I mean, I think the return policy is past due at this point.
Walmart will take anything back. You don't even have to buy it there. I'm gonna stick a barcode on her ass and just take her back.
I'm not really sure that's how that works.
He's like, John keeps a wife if he doesn't do nothing else.
Oh, I remember where I was now. Yeah, so me and my first wife got married twice. We got divorced when I was in prison and then remarried again when I got out. That was her excuse to sleep with the guy she's married to now. Yeah, and me and him have an extensive history. We've known each other a very long time. He was cheating. Yeah, she was cheating on me with him before we got married. When she was like 15, she was sleeping with that guy.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, and me and her were together a long time. So I was married to her twice, so that's 2 of them. And then I did run off with her cousin, and we did a fake marriage because I was on run from the cops, so we had to make it look good. So I had a fake name, and it was that deal.
Okay.
And then I got married one other time. It didn't last long because she was abusive to one of my children's. And I made some bad decisions with her, which caused a real issue with me and one of my other children. So that just didn't work out. And then it was me and Christiana.
And then there was that. So once you and Christiana were done, we get the news that you are in a relationship like just 48 hours later.
It was not 48 hours later.
It was days, but it was quick. It was.
Are we talking about Crystal?
Yeah.
Yes. That was actually a few months after Christiana was gone, and I was doing a live broadcast on Facebook, and I had a cold, so I was, of course, saying goodbye to all my fans because I was dying, such as men do. And we started talking and this, that, and the other. I'm not really sure what happened with that relationship. I was actually in Kentucky with the child that I claim.
Excuse you?
What?
What was the
Were
last?
you in Kentucky with him? Are you that child?
Actually, no, I wasn't. You know where I was? I was at work.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Funny how that works out.
Couldn't have been.
So I was in Kentucky with one of my children, the good one, and I think it was the day we were coming back or the day before. She texted me out of the blue and she's like, "We're done," and that was it. Haven't talked to her since.
Just like that.
Just
We're
like
done.
that.
She
On
might
a text.
I said she might be hungry.
Well, jeez.
Do you see the abuse there? She doesn't even feed her kid. I think we really need to intervene.
Errands, okay, so she ate in the car, but she might be hungry again.
You fed the child in the car.
Yes, I had a bunch of errands to run after work, okay? I was trying to get away from my baby daddy.
Well, that's reason enough right there.
It is.
Enough said.
And yeah, definitely.
Lead with that next time.
How many children do I actually have? 8.
Too many.
8 of them. Hey, that is the most accurate thing I've ever heard you say in your life. Too many. You are absolutely correct.
Wow.
Too many.
Huh?
I'm okay. I said you have 7 too many.
You're absolutely correct.
But I'm okay to have.
I mean, if that's what helps you sleep at night.
I'm going to beat you with this pole.
Wouldn't be the first time I got beat with it.
We shall not have family violence. Let the love flow.
Hey,
let the love flow.
That's what we do.
Just let it flow.
I don't know.
Take that, Deontay. I bet your your broadcast didn't have all this nonsense in it. Now what do you think your favorite?
Ellen says, too many. I know that's right.
You are absolutely correct. Too many. I should have started in 2005.
You should have started in 2005, but you started when?
Oh, God, I don't know.
95,
93, 91.
You don't need
to not know, which means you don't know how old your child is.
Well, the first couple of my children, we don't speak their names. They did some stuff that we don't, we don't associate with them. Well, I don't. Associate
got
with
it. Got it. Okay.
So,
gotcha.
But I think that was in 1991 when he was born.
28, so 28 years ago. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes,
sir. When were you born?
Me? I know you didn't just ask me when I was born.
Oh, of course not.
I'm not answering that.
I probably wouldn't.
Say, does that really deserve an answer? You better know when she was born.
I'll just say.
Are you sure you don't have impossibles? Some illegitimates out there? You're not.
No, I'm positive I do not have possibles.
He's positive, no possibles.
No possibles.
Positivity, no possibles.
Absolutely.
You're pregnant, Dad?
He knows what's his out here in these streets, he says. He knows his offspring out in these streets, okay?
Yes, I do. What do we got?
So what is love life like for you right now? Are you dating or are you chilling?
I'm just chilling. I mean, if something comes along, I'm open. If nothing comes along, I'm still doing the same thing I'm doing now. So,
And you are positive you are done with inmates. Never again.
Yes, I am done with inmates.
My brother always has 3 of some possibles.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
a lot of men do that. Then they don't even know. Well, you never know. Maybe they'll show up at his funeral and he'll find out. Who knows? You never know. He may have. There's known no unknowns and there's unknown unknowns. So maybe
right.
this is an unknown unknown. You
And
never
I don't
know.
have to worry about a funeral because they're just going to put me in a shoebox in the backyard. I'm pretty sure.
We're not even gonna give you that.
What are you gonna do with the bodies there?
We're just gonna leave it to rot. I ain't got the money to pay for a shoebox.
Hey, you're just mad because I buried your boyfriend in the backyard.
Trust me, he should have stayed buried.
Oh my goodness. The family that prays, my goodness.
This is a horror movie family. I've literally got life-size Jason and Freddy in my living room. I've got machetes all over my walls. It's what
I need to see this life-size Jason and Freddy. What?
He's really
life-size?
Oh yeah. They're just chilling.
I'm gonna have you to produce some pictures of that because I need to see that. That is crazy, and I'm here for it. I want to see that.
And we can definitely do that. You know, Sarah used to live there. We used to take Freddie and put him right outside my son's bedroom door, and then knock on the door.
He jumped so high.
How old was he at the time?
16.
Okay, like if you are doing that to a child, shame on you.
Oh no, we did it to him when he was a kid too. My kids have grown up from the time they were born watching Freddie, Jason, Michael, Chucky, you know, and most of them. I mean, most of my kids anyway. Well, Sarah and Abram and Essa and maybe even Sapphire. I mean, they know most of the actors and actresses that were actually in the movies. You know, they've met. You know, in fact, do you still talk to Warrington on Instagram?
No, I don't.
No, he just sent me a friend request on Snapchat. He finally just got Snapchat.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Sarah LMP says, "Make a shoebox now."
Oh no.
I mean, I'm sure you can go to a store and ask for Payless or wherever shoes are sold and just get a shoebox. I have a shoebox.
I mean, there was one time, and that's when a lot of this started, that I was out in the backyard filling in a pothole, and two of my daughters were in the bathroom and looking out the back window, and all they see is Dad out there with the shovel filling in a hole. And so they videotaped it. And when they brought it to me, I had them send it to me. And I put the Michael Myers theme song in the background of it. And all you see is me through a screen filling in a hole.
Oh, that does look cute. Dexter was my daughter's favorite show since she was a baby.
See?
How is that a baby's favorite show?
I'm telling you, you'd be surprised. You got kids 5 and 6 years old with Freddy Krueger lunchboxes
as a baby. There's no way. But kids are built different these days. So
yeah, for sure. And you know, my kids have grown up with Freddy and Jason and machetes on the wall, and you know, all of this kind of stuff. I mean, it's what they've known as long as they've been with me anyway. And you know, it's just to show you where my parenting went wrong. When Christiana's son came to live at the house, he got there like 2:00 in the morning, and my daughter Essa was asleep. And when she got up in the morning, he was crashed out on the couch. My daughter walks in. She goes, "Dad, what is that?" And I'm like, "Dead body." She goes, "Oh, okay," and went and got breakfast.
Yeah, that's a little alarming, maybe.
No, that's just the way it goes at the
Okay.
house.
She had no other questions.
No,
She's autistic in a theme song, and I guess his voice was comforting to her.
absolutely.
Oh, okay. I can kind of see that.
Oh yeah, she takes after her sister. She's a big Michael Myers fan. In fact, when the new Halloween movie came out, we got it on TV that night, and we sat in my room and ate popcorn and watched the new Michael Myers movie together.
So, are you a big horror movie fan? I
I'm
would
I'm
say.
a I'm a pretty major collector. I'm a major contender in the collecting community of Freddy and Jason memorabilia. I
Okay,
have
so Freddy
I have some
versus
things.
Jason, who wins for you?
Well, they've already done that.
Yeah, but
Um,
that's why I say who wins for you. Like in a heated debate, who are you debating on?
well, I'm gonna have, as much as I want to say Jason, I'm gonna go with Freddie because you can't get rid of that guy, and he was winking when he was getting pulled out of the lake. So you know, recently this last summer I was actually at that lake, and my daughter was taking video of me dipping my hand in the lake and getting lake water out, and we were running in and out of the cabins, and oh yeah. We talked to the people that own the camp and giving us the code and letting us go back there and hang out for the day by ourselves.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, it was great.
That's
And
cool.
and she yells at me. She goes, "Dad, there's blood on this table." I'm like, "It's fine."
What a lovely family.
Oh, yeah, it's great being in this family. We do our thing, and and then it's kind of like the Adams family a little bit. We have me and the child, and then thing.
Don't compare us to the Adams family. We're worse. I'm kind of kidding.
Well, that says a lot. You worse
So
than
what?
the Adams family.
We can be, I guess. So what else do we want to know about behind the scenes of the show?
I don't anything you want to tell. Like
What do the fans want to know? Where are they at?
I mean, I would love because from a lot of things I've seen, we want to know like in each of the scenes, is that what's real? What scenes are real? What scenes are fake? What is embellished? We know a lot of things are, have to be done over again. And
Well,
it's
they
just
film an entire season in like a week and a half.
really
Yeah.
a week and a half. That's no wonder.
Yeah, they line everybody up and they're like, okay, this is the day we need you here, and this is what you're doing.
So, how many hours you would film? How many days per week and how many hours per day would you film?
6 days a week, about 12 to 15 hours a day.
So, wow, that's a lot of footage. So, what happened that you think they should have shown that they didn't show?
Let's see. There was a lot more footage that I think they should have used when my sister came to town. Like there was an incident that happened with Sarah, and when I found out, I had let my sister and her boyfriend know. And the first thing he did was he ran to his hotel room, grabbed his gun, and he said, "Let's pack up and go." And my producer at the time, this is after we got that whole thing calmed down. My producer at the time was giving me a bunch of shit about something because we were tight like that. And my niece, the one that was in the show, Justice, she come flying out of nowhere, flew across the table and jacked him right in the gut and said, "That's my uncle."
Oh, she had your back.
Hey, Justice was a beast. You didn't mess with her, boy. She was something.
Named rightfully.
Yeah.
Justice.
And that damn koi pond that they showed on the show for 12 seconds.
Yeah.
I was literally outside for 3 days straight in 100-degree weather building that damn koi pond.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and they aired it for 12 seconds. I was pissed. I was like, are you kidding me right now with this? I was mad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. I love that. That was really
They
I'm like,
ordered
that
the
was
fish
effort.
early. The fish got there a day early. We didn't even have an aerating system in place yet, and we've got these huge fish, and we're like, we can't put them in there. There's no air in this pond, right? So we had to send someone like 2 hours away to get an aerator to put in there. And after we got everything built, because I was so pissed about having to build this thing, because the head guy in New York had some hard on for this damn koi pond because he wanted me to be doing something, right? So I was so pissed that after we built it and they had all of the footage, I called my sister and I'm like, hey, why don't you do that koi pond like you want to do it? So her and her boyfriend went out and got a bunch more stuff and built this thing into a massive oasis.
Oh
and
my
the people in New
goodness.
York got so mad, they pulled the film crew and sent them back over to the house to refilm everything with the koi pond.
All over this damn koi pond.
All over this stupid koi pond. It was awful. And
Oh my
then
gosh. Well,
there
I
was
did
some
like koi
footage.
pond though.
There was some footage that was shot after the ending to our last season that I wish they would have used. It
And
was
what was
when
that?
Christiana actually came back. I wasn't standing in the kitchen waiting for her to call. That was no. We actually had this giant scene where she called me. I went to meet her at this train in Cresco, and we got in this huge blowout argument right there at the train. Like, I think she was like, and you fucked my sister. And I said, well, so did you, bitch. I mean, it was fucking crazy. We just went to town on each other for like an hour. Just everything we've ever done in our lives came out.
Oh my gosh.
It was fantastic. I mean, the producers were in the back just
Why
cheering.
did they not show that?
I don't know, but it was absolutely fantastic. Producers were cheering. Cops were waiting at the end of the street. I mean, it looked real as hell. And we were just going to town. I walked off once and she's like, walk off like you always do. I'm like, fuck you. So I turned around, came back. Then we'd yell at each other some more and she'd walk off. And I see, there you fucking go. Just keep going. God damn it. And oh, yeah, it was fucking fantastic.
That would have been TV gold.
Oh yeah, it was perfection. There was another scene while we were.
I'm gonna need them to release any shit that you should have shown episode because I need to see that. That's in a vault somewhere.
Oh yeah, it's in a vault. They had another scene where we were driving back from my brother Carrie's house. And we just got in this huge. The show planted some stupid idea in her head. And
well, someone wants to know: do you have any control of the content the longer you are on the show?
No control. Oh, what was the real story with me and Christiana's sister? We didn't like each other. There was nothing going on. We never slept together. We didn't have an affair. We didn't have any feelings. There was none of that going on.
So how did she feel about the storyline that was going on being narrated between you two?
Tara?
Yeah.
Oh, she hated it. And after we were all done, she was actually demanding money from me and Christiana because she didn't like what the show was paying her. So she was trying to extort money out of us.
Wow. Well, nice sister.
Oh yeah, she was She was all about this.
Now, what is their sister relationship really like? Are they really close or?
When it benefits them,
Hmm.
you know, Christiana knows her sister's not good for her. Yeah, the storyline was strange and very uncomfortable.
It
Yeah,
was.
their relationship is off, to say the least. It's not healthy. Not healthy at all.
And do you think the Tammy, the mom, contributes to it or tries to help maneuver it be as good as
She
it can?
No, she doesn't help shit. She does not help nothing.
She seems like I don't even know what to call her, but that woman, she's something else.
She is something else. You should live with her. I'll send her your way.
No, thank you. I will pass. I will pass. So, how long in total did they end up staying with you?
About a year and a half, I think.
Oh my goodness.
And then one of the times when Christiana left, her and Tara called me up and demanded that her mom, go back to Dubuque. So that's what was decided. And what ended up happening was I had this minivan. So I'm like, shit, I'm just going to pack as much of mom's stuff up in the minivan as I can. I'm gonna call Sarah, which I did, and Sarah and one of her friends came up, picked up the minivan and my mother-in-law, and drove it to Dubuque. Dropped off the minivan, the mother-in-law, and a bunch of her stuff in Dubuque. I took the rest of the stuff to storage, put it in storage, and I was paying the bill at storage. But it turned out that mom didn't have a driver's license, so she wasn't supposed to drive the van until she got a license, and she was driving it all around Dubuque, taking Tara around to see these guys that she was dating. And we found out about it because the Dubuque PD called and said, hey, you're not driving this vehicle. Who is it? We didn't tell them. So what we did was me and Christiana came up with a plan that we were going to tell mom that the van needed to be repaired because the check engine light was on, and we had them take it to the Dodge dealership in Dubuque. And then the Dodge dealership took her and Tara back home. Well, at the time the van was being dropped off, I was already in Dubuque with a friend of Christiana's, and I went and repoed the van and took it back. And then Christiana threw me under the bus, said she didn't know anything about it, and I was supposed to be at work, and she didn't know I did it. And then after me and Christiana did split, all mom's stuff was still in storage. Christiana got with her dad, and they said, hey, we're going to get a trailer. We demand that the storage unit be available tonight. So I left work early, took the keys to the storage unit, unlocked the locks, left it there, and they were supposed to have it all cleaned out that night because that's what they wanted to do. So I left it alone, told the guy I wasn't paying for the unit no more, blah, blah, blah. Well, they never came and got any of mom's stuff, and she lost everything.
Whoa.
And of course, they told Christiana's mom that I still had the storage unit and wasn't giving her any of her stuff.
What?
Yep. What I think happened was they came down, got what they could sell, because she had like a $4,000 bed in there that was one of those medical type ones.
Oh, hospital bed type.
It wasn't a hospital bed. It was more like the Posturepedics or whatever with the remote control that.
Yeah,
the adjustable things. And I think they came down and got all that stuff and sold it.
Wow. Yeah, obviously, I would hope if that, because a $4,000 bed, I'd be sick if I lost that.
Oh yeah. And Christiana's mom, up until about 3 weeks ago, was still trying to call me and ask me where her stuff was. And I'm like, talk to your daughter. She was supposed to come down and get it with her dad. So I don't have anything to do with that. I gave him the keys. I saved the phone call and the text messages about that. So I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Eva wants to know, was she dating or giving herself? As when you asked, just taking her around to see all the guys she was seeing, was she seeing them or
maybe a little bit of both? And
okay,
I know
yes.
Christiana was for a time too, I think.
Would they ever do those things together?
I don't think they ever did that together. But then again, I don't know what went down in Dubuque.
You never know. You absolutely. And you know, sometimes Christiana comes off as she do a lot of things, and I wouldn't put a lot of things past her.
She wore too much makeup
in her drug moments. You never know what's going on up there. So do you plan to keep in contact with her as far as now that she's back in prison?
No.
No.
I have no interest in that. I'm pretty sure I will hear from her within the next few days. I have no doubt that she will reach out. Because like she said, she doesn't know what she's going to do when she gets out, and she has to establish what she's going to do. And she thinks establishing that with me would be the best way to go. I disagree. I think that I'm going in a different direction, like not doing any of that.
Why would you do that, Dad?
I'm going to send her to your house.
Please don't.
Sarah, what type of woman do you think your dad needs? If you think he needs one at all.
Someone who's not going to use him for his money. She never got a job, and if she did, she lost it by talking about her on the show. She would always go and be like, oh, well, I'm a rock star. Or not a rock star. She said she was a movie star or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because Christiana and I had the same job at a candle factory when I was staying up there. And she would go up to people and be like, well, I have another job.
She was really proud to be on the show, I see.
Yeah,
a little bit.
A movie star or something like that to them, and that's why she lost the job, because she talked about it too much or something.
Pretty much.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I do have another tidbit about something that may or may not have been falsified on the show. The scene where Christiana was working at the restaurant with that girl. Right. Number one, she didn't work there. And number two, the girl was a friend of mine.
What was that for?
Just so she could have a conversation and for me to be able to question Mo about Christiana and drugs or something like that.
Wow, the reaching, WeTV, the reaching. Where do they come up with this? Like, really?
Well, you know, the real life aspect of what we went through was a lot more interesting than what they aired on TV. You know, if they would have stuck to everything that was real, it would have blown up.
Yeah.
I mean, there was so much more that was going on with us. You know, like my work with prisons and, you know, the custody stuff with the kids and, you know, the day-to-day struggles that, you know, she had being out of prison and trying to, you know, or attempting to straighten her life out. And, you know, the real stuff with her mom and the real stuff with her sister and her brother and all of those things was much more interesting than what they actually aired.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You know, they could have delved more into my family backstory, you know, with my family's connection to Jesse James and with the things that my biological father did. And, you know, the fact that I have over 100 siblings by him.
Whoa.
and we had talked about even, going out and filming on the reservation out in Pine Ridge and showing some of that side of life. There's so many things that they could have done that would have been way more enticing, I think, to the viewers than what they did show.
It's completely something different that we'll probably never get to see from, anyone else on that show particularly.
Yeah, because I traveled a lot. We made several trips to South Dakota. We went to Disney World.
What?
What? What
Disney
now?
World?
Did you say Disney World?
Yeah, in Florida.
I was just wondering why I was not invited.
Who are you again?
Last time I checked, your daughter, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell.
So why wasn't Sarah, that may not be your daughter, not invited?
I think at that time she was beefing with Christiana.
I don't.
Yes, he said that is true, Eva. Yes, they were.
Yeah, we was. Let's see.
Yep.
How do your kids feel about Christiana? Since all, how do you feel about Christiana, Sarah?
What about her?
They want to know how you feel about her now that everything's over.
I know that after my dad and her broke up, she tried to contact me to come live with me and my husband. I told her no.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened. She also contacted Carrie and asked if she could go live with him. Yep.
So what was the status of how good your relationship was with her when she asked you that?
It was like right after the time that I left my dad's house, because I left because of her, because she was literally, she sat there and she talked crap about me and my husband, saying we did nothing around the house and everything like that. But technically I had the job and she didn't. She literally said all the time, she said, well, when I get out of prison, I can't wait to come there and cook and clean the entire house. Well, she made my brother Abram do it all. And then freaking took the credit for it. And so I was mad because she was talking crap. So that's why I left my dad's house, because she wants to sit there and talk crap. And then she told me, oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, wow. Oh, she's something
real
else.
life is much more interesting.
Yeah. You think? I mean, that's just nuts. I mean, when she came into the house, did things flow better with Tara and the mom there before she left than after she got there? Or was it just like a full-blown chaotic thing?
Things were better before she arrived with Tara and her mom. And then when Christiana was there, the dynamic was just very weird between everyone, there was no trust. There was no trust anywhere. It was weird.
Terribly weird.
And, I dreaded coming home. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want the kids to be there. And, I was looking for a reason to just, kill the whole thing. And,
how did the kids in the house feel about them being there?
Essa did not get along with Tammy at all. So that wasn't good. And then when Christiana started talking about drugs all the time, Essa was picking up on that and did not like it. So it ended at a good time.
Wow. Okay. Well, is there anything else that you want to bring up that you feel needs to be said? This is the time. You said you're done with her. Never again. You put all this out there. So, is there anything else that you need to bear out there?
Oh,
That you
I think you've got a lot of information to process.
absolutely, because it's been a whirlwind. I will say that absolutely.
No,
And
we
if
didn't
you,
take Sarah to Disney World.
I
Someone
think
there.
Alan B's more heard about that than Sarah.
I would have taken my granddaughter to Disney World, but she wasn't born yet.
She says she doesn't want to go anywhere without her mommy. Tell him.
That's not even accurate at all.
Oh, let go of my hair. Let go.
See, she's pulling your hair because she's tired of your crap.
No, she's cold. I have to put clothes on her.
Well, that would make sense. Stop abusing
go.
my grandchild.
Oh my goodness. Well, John and Sarah, I thank you both for coming on and talking with me. I love y'all energy. Y'all are really funny. Y'all dynamic is hilarious. I appreciate everything you have told me, everything, and I appreciate you both greatly for being here. It was such a surprise to see Sarah. He told me there was a surprise, and I had no idea what was about to happen. And I'm like, no way. Sarah's in the house. So I appreciate
Yeah,
you, Sarah, for coming on. I know you didn't know what you were really walking into here.
Oh, she knew. She knew. She knew what was going to happen.
Well, I appreciate you both. And John, if you ever have anything else you want to talk about, you just slide in my DM, sir. I'm there.
Absolutely. Hi, Scarlett.
Bye.
We need to find out who your real mom is.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Sarah. See you later. Lynn. Bye, John. Bye, Sarah.
See you later.
And there you have it. That was John and Sarah. Surprise, surprise, surprise. That was awesome. So there you have it. All on the table. All of that. That's a lot to process. That is going to be a lot to process. That one had no idea what all he was going to say. It was all in good and fun. So thank you again, John. Thank you again, Sarah. And ladies and gentlemen, we are signing out. Thank you, LNV. I appreciate you. You're awesome. Thank you, y'all. Thank you. Y'all know I've been trying to give it to y'all any way I can. So they come to me, I'm going to do what I can. All right. So, y'all, I will see y'all later. Y'all know y'all can catch what is coming up. Oh, Love and Marriage Huntsville. This Saturday comes on. Catch the live. And then, of course, Sons of Anarchy. I'm recapping every Monday night. And, I will be doing Crazy in Love with Dina at 10 o'clock on her channel. So I will see y'all later. And thanks for tuning in. And as always, thanks for watching.